We are live now. Hang on, let me just
Right as I needed to burp as well.
pop the chat out.
Pew, pew.
And I gotta remember where it goes.
Oh man.
Everyone will be wondering where we are.
Oh, we're here.
I'm
Hang on, did I do
sorry.
that from the wrong? I did it from the wrong screen. No wonder it's not working. Oh shit, we're still live. Whoops. It's been a minute. We've had a Christmas break. So we need to be excused for this. Go to my channel and then I will.
There you go.
There it is. We are live. I better turn this down before we get feedback. It's been a minute. Yeah, there we go. We are live. Pop that window out. There we go.
Did that one publish post? Sweet. Oh, you got Duncan, really?
I did. You guys have Duncan there? That's good when I come over there.
No, we don't have Duncan here. But when
What
I was on my way back from China, we actually stopped in at Duncan when it was still Dunkin' Donuts before they changed the name.
What is it now?
Right.
Duncan?
It's just Duncan.
Whoa.
So I've got the coffee cup that still says Dunkin' Donuts on it.
Yes, this is my espresso.
How many sugars?
Oh no! Now all weird stuff is happening.
So it's 3 shots of espresso in a dark roast cold brew with 1 liquid sugar.
Christy's in chat.
Isn't one liquid sugar like 5
It's like
teaspoons of sugar?
No. It's actually it's less than 1 teaspoon.
Well, that's
I don't
boring.
actually like sugar. The espresso is so strong. I gotta balance it.
All right, I've got to delete this chat window. It's
You broke it, didn't you?
I didn't. There's a couple of people in chat already. James and Christy are in. I just can't find where it's. Oh, I'm gonna have to delete and start again. Hang on, do that.
So is Forsaken Souls part of the Paranormal Network?
Spirit Realm Network.
Okay. Just so I can. So you're not? Are you in the Paranormal Collective that we've got going?
No, not yet. I don't think.
Not yet. Okay, that's cool.
Gotta add us in there.
We can.
Oh,
Sort
we
it out.
can
That's no
certainly
problem.
do that.
I'm just sharing through the links now while we're still live, and people are like, "Hey, look at these idiots."
Oh, this is how every single one of our shows starts off with.
That's great.
Working stuff out.
We know our way around it. We just haven't implemented it.
Yeah. Hey
There's
guys.
actually like a minute delay.
Yeah, there's always a minute delay. It's not much we can do about that. There's 5 people in the room in already, so.
Christy, James, 5 watching.
And Jay will be in any time as well, so I'm sure.
Did we
Shout out
come up
to
with a code name or no?
Jay.
Pineapple?
Yes, pineapple
Well, I
works. Pineapple works.
Gary, hang on. How do I do this?
Don't wear your shorts. Don't wear your pineapple shorts.
I forgot about them until you mentioned that, to be honest.
Pineapple or coconut works really well.
That, or we could just go with Megamind. That works.
People who are watching have no idea what we are talking about at the moment, but you are going to be in for a cracker. Absolute
Will
crap.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
It just ruined up. I was going to say with the name an F knuckle, but I can't swear.
Oh,
on here.
No, we can't do that
That's
yet.
You can't swear?
Oh,
Good thing you
I
told
can't
me
swear. Hang on. How long is it before we can chuck in swears? Is it like
I think
the
it's
first
about
3 minutes?
I thought it was 10 minutes, but
That's all right. I'll wait for 10 minutes.
You have a timer going?
We're currently like 3 minutes 47 in.
Okay, good stuff.
Look, Australians come up with some weird names for people.
Fernando knows all about the weird things we come up with.
Why
Oh yeah.
you that would have you spin it?
Look, you can call him Moose Knuckle if you wanted to.
Oh, I've got a few more better than that.
Yeah, Gary, I don't think we get. Look, if we have to
I
censor
got my money on Jax. I got my money on Jax.
if we have to censor one thing, I can't censor my words.
I can't censor anything in live stream. I can when
No,
we're doing a
I
recording.
meant myself. You're saying, try and keep it to a minimum. Normally, we're hiding one aspect, so I don't think I'll be able to hold the swears in at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
mean-
you there.
vulgar, extremely vulgar. I try so hard. I really do.
I think we're gonna get along fine.
My mother's like, I know I didn't raise you. I'm like, but you did. But you did.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
I got-
right.
I got a mouth like a trucker.
All right, I don't know if
man.
Jay, if you are watching,
I'm not
say
sure.
hello in the chat, and we'll know he's in once.
You know what? He could be asleep still.
No,
He
because
said
he
he was
sent me a message a few
open.
minutes ago going,
Did he?
I'm looking
I
for you
swear
guys.
That guy like never sleeps.
Yeah, I know.
No, he doesn't.
No. Anyway, should we just jump straight into it, and we'll do the start music and get into it, eh?
Let's
Mhm.
do it.
Does that mean our mics are muted when this happens? Just so I don't bleep
No,
out something?
you got to stay quiet until we come back on. Hey everybody, just straight back into the full screen. We're ready to go now. It's all started up, so happy New Year to everybody. It's our first one back since Christmas. I hope everybody had a good break. We've had a very enlightening time, and a lot of it is to do with what we're going to talk about tonight. So we're going to try not to mention an actual name, but we will try to come up with several very imaginative and descriptive and
it's only 6 minutes 23, and so I still can't say mine. I'm counting.
But basically, we are talking about para-unity and paradrama. So what we have here, we have representatives from 3 paranormal teams from around the world, and this is what para-unity is all about. And we all have one arch nemesis
Gravity.
in common who demonstrates a pineapple, which is what
Pineapple.
paradrama is all about.
Hang on. Fernando, isn't pineapple your safe word?
Yes, it is.
Well, we're gonna have to change it to coconut because
It's gonna be
That could be someone from Samoa, but that's another story.
It's going to be a very awkward conversation tonight, then, isn't it? Safe words going and all that sort of stuff. So,
Well, I'll thingy me, Bob.
yeah. So, I'm going to actually let Fernando do the introduction because you have a much better working relationship with Jaclyn. So, do you want to fire away? It better be good.
Sure.
It better be good.
How is everybody doing this morning over here in the East Coast in the United States and everyone out there in Australia? Most of you guys already know me, Stranger's Minds, Fernando, and we have a special guest with us, Jax from Forsaken Paranormal.
Oh,
How are you guys?
Oh, not look at this now.
Hold up. Everybody's good?
Yeah.
I'm going good.
So, I believe we have a very interesting topic to talk about with paradrama, and unfortunately, we all have been victims to this one particular individual.
Pineapple.
And we're gonna be pineapple, yes. And we're gonna be, sharing some stories to raise awareness and hopefully for future potential victims to be very aware, because we've all fallen.
we can't even say it's paradrama because this individual
No, it's not.
is a criminal.
It's way beyond.
Para harassment, para threat. I can go on forever.
Look, you would think that something in a community so small, in so many different nations, you would kind of watch what's going on with the whole outing of people doing the wrong thing that has happened in the past 8 to 12 months to try and think you can get away with it yourself.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us, and that's the crazy part, that how is it still continuing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do feel a little bit responsible for introducing this individual to you guys, to Gary and Jeremy, because if it wasn't for me introducing this dude, you guys would have never been in this situation. So, I do apologize.
It's not your fault.
No,
it's not your fault at all.
Definitely not.
I suppose, could we call this said person like Zach Baggins? I'm guessing Jack's picked up on what's happened with Zach Baggins.
Yeah.
It's not far off, like.
No. Although,
Look how red my face looks. Jeez.
I'm just looking at Gary's screen right now. He's
I'm turning into an Oompa Loompa as we speak.
Why? Because I called him Zach Baggins.
Oh shit!
I mean,
that was
we
a good
went
one.
from one
It is.
piece of crap to like a.
Oh, but I suppose we better give everybody a little bit of an inkling as to what's going on. Now, you guys all know that we did a few investigations late last year, and we took you guys out to some haunted locations. And there was a certain individual who was
Not
promising.
pointing fingers at anyone.
No, nobody in this room. No. And what's happened is, unfortunately, everybody that you think of when you look at paradrama and stuff like that, well, this guy is like the steroided version of Paradrama Plus. And
we're not talking about Demarest.
No, we're not talking. Oh, he's putting all his names out today.
Worse.
Hey, which one? Hang on, which one?
He's worse than Demarest.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Like by far.
Anyway, you guys would all remember that I put a post up saying that we would be taking you to the Conjuring house before Christmas, and that didn't happen. And that was just the start of the dramas. And Jeremy and I have been through all kinds of hell. Fernando's been through it 10 times worse, and poor Jax has been through it 100 times worse than us lot put together. So
look, Gary, I probably only say it once, but we're now 11 minutes in, and he's an absolute fuck knuckle.
he's done it. There we go. Dill Pickle. We've got Dill Pickle, Paratoxic.
Dill Pickle? Yeah.
Yep.
Look, put down your names in the chat. Like, just give us some names.
Yeah.
That's from the chat. So, I think Jax will probably be the best place to start, because you've had the unfortunate honor of having the most to do with this Caribbean fruit, and let us know a little bit about your story. In fact, no. Before you do that, do you want to tell everybody about a certain project that you have up and running, and what will be coming very, very soon? And then you can lead into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it ties in. So yeah. So I've been investigating for, it's actually over 24 years at this point. I've always managed to kind of keep my head down, and I did what I did for my own passion, never intending to, be on social media, clout, or any of that stuff. I began investigating cold case murders on my own, because my background in law enforcement, and my partner John Vega has got a background in military and intelligence, and our psychic medium is a science research analysis. So the three of us combined, we were investigating cold case murders, and then once we kind of revisit the murder itself and revisit the evidence, talk to witnesses, and do all that good stuff, we then do a full paranormal investigation in hopes to connect with the victim of the cold case to solve the cold case. And then we tie it all in the end of the show. We've had great success with it, including being able to solve some 27-year-old, 30-year-old cases. This has never been done the way we're doing it, so it's extremely exhilarating and fun. And there is nothing better than being able to take a cold case murder, help shed light on it, help solve it, and do it by adding the paranormal in. We've made contact with several cold case victims and literally walked through their death with them. It is a whole nother level when you're reliving what they went through from their view, right? We had one victim that was literally laying on the floor and telling us from his view as he was bleeding out. And it's just like, as heartbreaking as it is, it's also at the same time mind-boggling, right? So our show is called, our team is Forsaken Souls, and the show's called Forsaken Souls, Speaking for the Silent. And it's really about, getting out there and help solve as many cold cases as we can, across the country and hopefully internationally soon. And really, bring some great content to the paranormal community at the same time. We will be airing the show within the next month or two. It all depends on a couple cases that kind of got held up. So we're just waiting for some DNA analysis and stuff like that to come back before we air the show. But the show is actually what kind of made me a target.
Mm-hmm.
And they fell for it. I've always, as I said, I've always kind of kept my circle small, not because I don't want to get out there, but because I know from watching other people what they've gone through that this community can either be absolutely amazing or very
toxic,
stressful and heartbreaking. And I've been investigating since the days where if you said you were a paranormal investigator, you got locked up in the loony bin. But back then we stuck together. We stuck together as a unit because that's all we had was each other, right?
Yep.
So to watch how it has changed over the last, we'll say, 15 years because of certain shows, it's really heartbreaking. So this individual reached out to me. I had put a post up. We were looking for a new psychic for the team. This was long before we even got the pitch for the show. And this individual actually contacted me. I was looking for a psychic and a tech manager, and he contacted me for the tech piece of it. And initially it was kind of slow moving, but then once the show was announced, that communication became more heavy. I invited him to one of our annual Lake Shawnee Abandoned Amusement Park events back in November. And from November 11th till now, it went from me believing that this individual was truly a good soul, like a good person. I trusted him, to absolutely having him attempt to take my world down. And everything that I have worked so hard to build, attempted to crumble it. And when I say crumble it, I mean everything from contacting every location owner that I've ever worked with, gone to, associated with, or even just named, contacting them and saying to them, he gave the same story to all of them. My name is so-and-so, and you have a relationship with Jaclyn, LaRen, and she told us that you were a failing business. She told me that you were a failing business and that she wrote you a business plan to put your business back on the map to keep you guys from going under. She's the whole reason you exist today. It's the stupidest story I've ever heard. But moreover, initially I was devastated because I was so worried that these people that trusted me, that I had great relationships with, would believe it, not because I've ever given them any reason, but that's such a random out of the blue thing, right? By the graces of God, every one of them basically said, go fuck yourself. In fact, one of them contacted me and started out with this. First and foremost, we want to remind you here at this location, we greatly appreciate all of the hard work and time you've spent preserving this property and bringing people to us and keeping the name alive. Got this crazy text today, wanted to reach out to you because I thought it was strange. I explained everything. He goes, don't worry about it. We can take it from here. Another one was like, this guy's a fucking lunatic. And I told him right out. And it was just like, by 48 hours post-event, mind you, this all broke out because at the most recent Lake Shawnee event, which was just this past weekend, his expectation was that I was going to go live on our TikTok and make the announcement that I was making him a partner and that he was signing a contract on the show. Additionally, he wanted access to my proprietary equipment. He wanted me to tell him who made it and the contact information, and I wouldn't give him that. And the way he turned on me between those kind of two things, I couldn't even get a grip on what triggered it other than the way I see it is this, and in speaking with other people as well, I've come to the conclusion, it's real simple. He targets people who have built something great. He attempts to befriend them in hopes that they'll take him on willingly. And when they don't give him what he wants, i.e. other victims that have felt, he has threatened into trying to get them to do what he wants. The minute they don't comply, he begins the threats, he begins the attacks, and he begins to attempt to take them down. In my investigating him after this all took place, I found out he keeps a black book in his vehicle. And in that black book lists all of the people that have either been good to him or treated him poorly. And the ones that treated him poorly are listed as, I will make it my personal life's mission to destroy them. That's the kind of person we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, put
They
me on
have
that
it.
side. Put me.
It's a
We're
paranormal
already there,
hit
mate.
list.
We're already there.
Oh, am I?
It's a paranormal fucking hit list.
Yeah.
Okay? That's insane.
Mm.
All because they don't give you what they built. You've been doing this for 5 minutes, buddy. 5 minutes. That's the other piece. 5 minutes. You've been here since what? End of May?
Yeah, not even that, I don't reckon.
Does he really think he's like the paranormal mafia or something like that?
Yeah, well, he likes to pretend like he's got all this money, and he threatens you with either lawyers or he's gonna take you down. And I'm like, you're insane, bro. You're insane. He accused me of stealing his beef jerky.
I heard about
bro,
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I just put on 2 events with hundreds of dollars worth of food. You think I need to steal your beef jerky?
That's
That's why you needed it.
That's pretty low stuff.
I mean-
when you steal a man's beef jerky, you know that you just ask
First
him
of
for
all,
what you
someone's
get.
coffee from Dunkin', now beef jerky.
Come on.
God
And
darn
look,
it, man.
Christy's come up with a good name. We got Swamp Donkey.
Yeah.
Swamp Dog, I like it.
Yeah. What else do we have? Dill Pickle.
Dill
I like
pickle, paratoxic, dipstick,
Yeah.
swamp donkey. Yeah, keep these names coming, guys. Keep these names
Look,
coming.
you could call him Dingus.
Dingus.
Oh my god. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing on the chat group.
We got Toss Wad now.
Yeah, so it has
Pot metal?
become an absolute.
I just want to interrupt quickly, just to let you know, we have a thunderstorm going right above us right
Yeah,
now.
we
So
do.
if we get a little bit break uppy, we will keep going. Anyway, sorry, Jax, on you go.
You're good. That was pretty much everything, you know. There goes my cat.
See, look, you could really tap into his heritage and call him like a schmuck or a putz or a putz.
Well, so it's funny because as I learned, I heard that he was adopted, and his mom actually has to spend quite a bit of money and time covering his tracks, like cleaning up his messes, because he just leaves a trail of shit in his wake. We know that he's a criminal, major
Yep.
criminal.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
the
you use
charges
that felon.
the charges against him are astronomical. So when you go around calling other people scammers and fraud, you got a lot of balls on you, buddy. When you go and contact your ex-girlfriend who you have a domestic violence charge against and tell her you've been kidnapped and shot and that she needs to pay a ransom to save you. I'm sorry, what, sir?
Oh, Dingleberry.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Apple, what are you thinking?
All right. I reckon there
So-
we should jump from Jax over to Fernando, because that's the logical order before we came into it.
Oh, holy
And boy,
crap, we've got a few coming through now.
And boy, do
Toss
we
pot,
have some
slimy
stories.
Grease rat, ass wrangler. Holy crap.
Okay.
Please don't upset Fernando too much. He can't take our humor.
And Jay, welcome.
Yes,
Good morning to you.
Jay, our friend Jay, is in the chat room.
Jay is such an amazing, nice person.
He
Haven't
is.
met him in person, but the times we've spoken to him, absolutely great guy.
Yes,
I just want
yes,
to
he
put
is.
one thing there.
Yeah, go on.
We can't trust Fernando because he's also a thief.
Oh,
Like that.
yeah.
Did he steal your heart?
Oh,
He's-
man.
Those cameras-
So let's start with, I guess, the way I met this individual was through a mutual friend. And still to this day, I believe that we might still be good friends, although, you know, I do feel some distance right about now because let's just say she still are in cahoots. So hopefully, you know, her eyes opens and she could save herself. But just like Jax, you know, I fell for, you know, this individual being a good person. So much so that, me personally, I feel that with my life experiences, I have like severe trust issues with the living. And
Yep.
like at this point, I trust the dead more than the living. And yes, and animals. Thank you. And there was a bond that was created very so much to the point that I even introduced my son to this individual. If I had known beforehand, aside from my son, like I would have not even dealt with this person. So but yeah, we've gone to different locations, and these locations that we've visited, it was more so almost like a like an exploration, kind of walking around and all this and that. So there wasn't any real, I guess you would say, investigation involved. So when I went to should we keep like the locations to a minimum?
I would.
You can, except I know Jay has given us the blessing to talk about his location, so anything to do with that is good.
Which is a big.
Actually, sorry to interrupt, but going back to what Jax was saying about failing businesses and businesses going under and resurrecting them and whatnot. Gary, how many times did this finger puppet actually try and tell us that he was going to do that and wanting to do that?
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you just say finger puppet?
Yeah,
I was
and
trying to think of a nice one, but not a nice one at the same time.
just to fill you, to all of our regulars, to all of our regulars that know me and Jeremy personally, you know how enthusiastic we are about this podcast and how it's our little baby and we're just going to keep growing it and growing it. This certain individual actually spread rumors, and I believe Jax is aware of this one, that he had signed a contract with me, making him a partner in the Shadow Files podcast, and that he was going to be taking it elsewhere to apparently elevate its status. And he went around telling other people that, and then when I called him out, and I've got many messages that I could show you guys, which I'm not going to, but of him trying to back channel his way and stuff like that. And basically, he then I told him that was it was done, and that's part of the reason as well why the Conjuring House show didn't work, but also it didn't happen because he never went there anyway, so it wouldn't have happened even if it was all good, because he's just full of absolute poo.
He's a mouth breather.
Yeah, and
that's being too kind.
Yeah, and basically he's
Tingler.
Yeah, claiming ownership of our podcast. Funny enough.
So I'd like to figure out whether there was actual paperwork he's actually forged signatures on, because that could kind of screw him up a lot.
If he has done something like that I believe that's felony level, that isn't it?
He has. If you think with Jay, think about it. He created a whole bunch of false stuff. Like, for example, like Jay's social media. He went around and created all these social media things for him and said, see, look what I did for you. You know what I mean? He's logged into their personal website from his home, doing stuff. So God only knows what he's doing without us knowing about it. And the crazy part is every location that he has been introduced to, from me, from Fernando, from Jay, and from the other person that he still has his hooks in. I mean, think about it. Since May, every location he's come in contact can destroy your everything you built. And with what? Because he doesn't want to work for himself. He wants to steal what other people built.
I mean, like, if he wants to try and sign over 129 subscribers with 70 videos, by all means, man. If your life's that hard, you can have it.
No.
You know what I mean? Though that's just like.
That's for sure.
That's retarded.
Look,
you're A-grade knuckle dragger.
Yeah, there were actually other people that were supposed to be in here today, which unfortunately couldn't make it due to work commitments. So we are going to run a second part to this so you can hear a complete different side of things. And Jay, who, well, let's just say it, he's in the chat room. Jay owns the Enfield Demon House in Connecticut, and you guys all went on that walkthrough that we did, and you all loved it. The guy is an absolute legend. Well, to say the shit that he was put through is ridiculous is the understatement of the millennium. But then to threaten Jay's wife, be inappropriate with Jay's daughters, that is everything that the paranormal community does not need, because we're fighting just to maintain credibility as it is. And then when somebody like that comes in and absolutely shits all over it, because he's not looking at the paranormal, he's looking at what he can gain out of this. Now, when now everybody's going to go back and look at that episode, and they're going to know exactly who we're talking about.
Just last night, talking with Jay.
Yep.
And you could hear his lovely wife in the background, and you could hear it in her voice. And especially talking about the family and everything else that's happened, it made me angry. And I wanted to break things, and it's not even my family. Yeah. Physically, biologically. Yeah. Like, I don't know how people like this get off. I really don't.
I forgot to mention that those messages and phone calls that he made to my locations that he wasn't, anybody that I mentioned to him or introduced him to because we investigated whatever, he contacted with that same story. But he introduced himself to several of them as let me make sure I get this right. I represent a haunted location in Connecticut known as the Enfield House. That's how he introduced himself, as the business partner representing the Enfield House. This is after Jay and his wife said, "You are done. We want nothing to do with you." So he threatened Jay's wife into putting up a post that he had that the Enfield House had no affiliation with Fernando and I. Mm-hmm. And that in itself is just terrifying, because even with the amount of threats that he made to Jay's wife, she was so nervous and upset. Mind you, it went till 2-3 in the morning, right? So she finally said, "Fine, I'll do it, just to get him off her back." After she did it, he called her back and said, "You didn't fucking put the right wording down. Mm-hmm. You didn't put it the way I wanted it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?" And then he says, "What are you, fucking stupid?" The fact that he spoke to her like that, the enraging feeling, like he spoke to me like that, but it makes me more mad because Jay's wife is so sweet and she doesn't deserve it. I could take that, and to watch what she went through, made me sick. Yeah. He's a monster.
I'm surprised the guy hasn't caught a piece of lead.
Because he's really good at lying. He's really good at playing people.
Pathological liar.
And everybody that he burns, he turns around and tells the new person he's after, "Oh, I don't associate with them anymore because they either A, stole something from me, or B, only wanted me for my money." That's what he tells everybody.
Yeah, Fernando, did you get his camera back to him, or you still got that?
Hell no. So what happened with the camera was, right? After leaving the location, mind you, I was in a compromised situation. I actually left my vehicle at his place when we drove to Connecticut. So he was my ride, and not just my ride, because I couldn't care less about myself. I'll make it home, but I had my son with me. So I believe that God came into my body and took over just so I don't do anything stupid, like lay this guy out in Connecticut, and I am out there with my son trying to get home. So I had to endure a lot. So
when I left, we're already in a heated argument.
I would have.
When you left,
I was worried. Worried when I left that location with you guys. I was genuinely worried because I saw you getting upset, and then I saw the way he was responding to you, and I'm like, this poor man's son is with him.
Yeah, I mean, because that was the last day out of 4. Like, like we've been there since Thursday. So, like how I was saying before, like in the past, we've gone to locations together, but it was more like walking around. We didn't really conduct a proper investigation. So that is where, like I don't consider Strangers Minds as a huge platform, like, Shadow Files or like, the Forsaken Souls. No. But I did have something that he didn't have, which was experience. I've actually said this to to Gary. Like any child could shoot a gun, meaning anybody could use a piece of equipment and be like, I'm a paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
But it's how you conduct an investigation.
Exactly.
Which is where, I guess, I'm not putting myself as the best of the best either, but I guess for that moment for him, it was something that he could use.
Yep.
So,
Well,
yeah. So about the camera.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I was just about to say, Jax and I were talking about this earlier. There's no such thing as an expert in the paranormal field. There are just people with differing levels of experience. And somebody who has got less than 12 months experience from absolutely no experience at all to somebody like, like Jax, who's got 24, 25 years, and myself, who's got a shitload more than that. But we won't name numbers. Yeah, because I'm old.
Somebody's a little older.
Dad, is that you?
Fernando, damn.
No, he is old enough to be my dad. Just putting it out there.
I'm playing, Gary. I'm playing. But like myself, I have over 20 years with experience within the paranormal field. It's just this year alone that I'm actually, putting myself out there. But when I started this journey, I'm not doing it for the clicks. I'm not doing it to get anything out of it. I'm just doing it that, to show that,
it's a personal journey of your own.
This stuff could actually be something that, that we should be able to bring more awareness to, because it's baffling with so many evidence out there that people still be like, yeah, this stuff is fake. These people are crazy. This doesn't exist. So
bookmark that for me.
Crazy people.
37 minutes, 25 seconds.
So, but to the camera situation. Right? So
he'd make a good politician because he always beats around the question and never actually gets to the answer.
Yes. But the camera situation. All right. So when we were leaving the location, mind you, this individual told my son to pack everything up while he had me doing something else, and while he's just sorry.
No, I don't know, dude.
Well, you're only about 612
like,
beyond the episode,
no, right? So, me trying to double task, because, the only thing on my mind was to get the hell out of there, as far away from this guy as possible. So I, packed everything up and got myself ready to do my other thing. So when we actually got back to his place, everything was in his vehicle. He wanted to talk to me privately first, while my son uses the bathroom, and he just kept on. Oh my God! And mind you, this whole conversation started off back at the hotel that morning, because apparently he even showed me a text, or I mean, like something that Jax wrote to him in regards of a potential contract to join Jax in her show.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually told him, you know what, this seems like a life-altering decision. Let me sleep on it. He did not like that at all. It's like he wanted me to put everything to the side and just say yes. So much so that, as I said before, we got pretty close throughout, the 2 weeks through leading up to this investigation. So he kind of knew a lot about my current living situation, my job and everything. So he actually went out and told me that he would give me a year's salary just so I could quit my job and just be on the road with him to do this show.
Thank God you didn't do that.
I actually replied, you know what? That actually sounds like, that deal with the devil kind of situation. I was like, but anyway, we were in, at his place, and it got, I just got so frustrated. I was like, it's Sunday night. My son needs to get home so he could go to bed because he starts school the next day, and we had a crazy sleeping schedule. I want him to rest. It's like 11 o'clock in the night. This guy is still effing talking. I'm like, yo, I need to get the F out of here. So when I said this, he went to his car, started taking all of his all of his equipment out of the craziness that was in the back of that, his car. And little by little, he was taking my stuff out after he went through everything. And I took my stuff, put in the trunk, my car. So a day or two later, he sends me like 100 freaking text messages, and he wanted for me to check my stuff to see if I have a camera, if if there's a camera, if there was like a couple of other things there. And I did that. I found it and I took it back to his place. Later on, I found out that he told a bunch of people that I stole his stuff. And I was like, wow, that is crazy. So, and apparently the only reason that I took his stuff back was because, what was it? He was trying to, he threatened to sue me or something. That's why I took everything back or something like this.
Yeah, he threatened to sue you. He was going to contact attorneys, sue you, and have you arrested for, thief. And then you didn't just take it back though. You got to his house and you threw it on the front steps and left it there.
Oh, wow. Well, thankfully I have all the messages. He actually asked me to, well, not asked me, that's being polite. He kind of told me for me to go to his, I don't know, a person that works at the building and leave it at a room. I'm going to categorize him as like a doorman or something. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, thankfully there's cameras all over that place, there, if anything. But that's exactly what I did. My original thought was to hand it to him. Look, right. I'm clear.
What, the bag or the thing holding the bag?
What? The bag. Everything inside. Yeah. Everything. Because I gave him back whatever like we had similar interests. And I just put everything inside that bag and everything. Like he's out. And from then on, from there, I just cut him out. Like once you get on my shit list, you will not hear from me. I'm not gonna belittle myself and just talk trash. You are gone. That's my philosophy. So
and that's the Black Book as well.
Too. I told him that too. I said, look, you're never gonna agree that what you did was wrong, which, mind you, I forgot to mention that one of the other ways he attempted to destroy me was he began to tell people, including Jay, that when he attended our Forsaken Souls second Shawnee event, that we all couldn't make it until we couldn't make it past noon without getting shit-faced drunk and doing lines of I don't know if I can say that, so I'll just say meow. Lines of meow. Which is so funny because out of the four of us, Jeremy, what's up? Ding 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 ding.
Can I get an invite to the next one then? If we get shit close to midday.
You're already on it. You're already on it.
Oh, James has brought up that word.
Yeah. I mean, so there are several of us on my team that have security clearances and work in high-ranking positions where we get drug tested regularly. So even if I had to prove that, it'd be no problem. But the fact that that's how you went about it, like you tried to say that that's what we were doing, is beyond disgusting. Just disgusting. That your mind is that twisted that you're creating these stories, these twisted stories.
Pathological liar for sure. Pathological liar for sure.
Yeah,
it's bad. Sick. When we were at the Enfield house, the 2 days I was there with them, he spoke to Fernando and I like we were his employees, like we were beneath him. And the crazy part is, every event I've gone to that he has put together, I walk in, I'm respectful. Hey, where do you want me? What do you want me to do? How do you want this to go? You come to both my events. You hijack my live, and he bought $200 worth of viewers, which came out to about 180,000 viewers and likes. He bought it in order to hijack my live. How shitty are you that you get invited to somebody else's event and you start advertising early in the morning for your company to go live, and then you pay for viewers and just completely take over the event?
Well, he sounds like he had sausages tied around his neck as a child for the dog to play with him now.
Oh, he had sausages tied around something. He's clearly lost oxygen.
We've lost Fernando.
It's easy to lose Fernando.
I am at a point in my life that I am actually taking things, like humor to a whole other level. Because, life, laughter is life right now. So, yeah, you guys are extremely funny, and I'm sorry, but you guys just make me fucking crack up.
So
yeah.
Gary, did we actually, off topic a bit, did we actually tell Fernando about what happened last time we mentioned the S group?
I did sort of go into it a little bit with him. Thank you, James, for putting that word into this podcast, because we are guaranteed to be hijacked by somebody now.
He's probably not in the chat anymore.
No, he's probably gone.
We were losing internet connection with each other for every 5 minutes.
Oh, can you imagine if a certain said individual joined certain said group? Can you imagine what would happen then? Who would win? The Scientologists or the pineapple?
Man.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know.
It's a 50-50 bet, that one.
Well, no. I said Dingleberry.
Yeah,
call him Broomhead.
Probing Dingleberry.
He's here. He's here with us. Hey, James. He's here with us.
He survived. How do we know it wasn't the S people that sent these lightning strikes that we've been having? But yeah, anyway, getting back to it all. What we're basically putting out there is that paradrama is going to happen everywhere. Now, Fernando, Jax, and myself, we've been around since pre-Ghost Hunters and pre-Taps, when we had to earn our own stripes and do it the right way. After Ghost Hunters came, Ghost Hunters International, and then a certain other show about 3 people. When all they started, that's when paradrama was basically invented. That's when paradrama was invented, realistically, because before that, you'd never heard of it.
No, because you worked with other investigators.
Yeah.
You worked together, because like I said earlier, we've been investigating since the days where if you said you were a paranormal investigator, they were looking to lock you up for being insane. I can remember hiding and thinking, oh my God, if anybody ever knew this, my life is over. I'm getting locked up for sure.
Yeah.
And especially enforcement officer.
These days they turn like, oh man, that's cool as shit.
Yeah. Because everything's a demon.
You've said it. You've said that. We had
We say lemon
we had
here.
a conversation
lemon.
about that word.
Can we like introduce the guy? Can we choose the name Jimmy Savile for this guy?
Oh, that
That's what you wanna call
Or a steam powered dildo? Like,
it. Steam buns of them.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I was actually trying to take it to the other side at this point and talk about how para unity is still a very important thing, and there are still a lot of people out there and a lot of teams that do believe very much in that, and just us like here talking about it tonight is testament to that. But there are individuals out there that like to cause drama. People know about the drama that happened with WAPA way back in the early days, and it happens to all different teams at some point over some certain reason. But there are certain individuals out there which they're in a completely different classification all of their own. Now, I'm not going to go into details, but this said individual created a situation that had an entire university put on lockdown. It had police out there. There were all sorts of charges that you would only see in an episode of 24 or one of those crime scene TV shows and shit like that. He was right up there, and then
was it like 27K American for his...
but he got found because I mean, for all the shit that he did, he's the stupid bugger that didn't turn his phone off. So the police just tracked him straight to where he was, and that's when they found out what was going on. And then it was 28 grand, something like that, in bail and stuff.
Didn't know what cash bond was. It was way higher.
There you go.
That was the final okay.
Yeah, well, there you go. And now, to top it all off, you already get an idea of the sort of person this person is. I can fill you in on something that I was actually told about this morning. He is now reaching out to private detectives to get personal information and government-type information on certain locations, certain individuals, and possibly certain people in this actual chat right here, right now. But he's the cracker of it all, right? He reached out to them and turned around and he goes, I want you to do a deep dive. I want you to go deep. As if when you watch Crime Scene, CSI, one of those shows, they actually talk like that. He was using all of this vernacular that you see in all of these movies, and this said detective worked him out right there, right then, and once Jay filled him in, he goes, yeah, I'm going to drop this guy like a sack of spuds. So,
well,
he's still at
if you
it
go to
now.
the right website, use a VPN, you pay $30 and you can get literally every government file on the guy as long as it's not been sealed.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the link sitting there in my email.
Public domain stuff, yeah. So these
crazy
crack jobs are out there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he keeps basically a paranormal hit list in his car. Think about that. That's what that is. He's on probation for threatening, stalking, domestic violence, a bajillion different felonies that involve that whole incident at the school, and stalking, right? So the smart thing to do is keep a black book in your car with a list of names of all the people you're going to go after. Are you kidding me?
And where where I'm going with that as well is what Jax has just described about all of those things. Do you want to go out on a ghost hunt or a paranormal investigation in the dark in a very vulnerable situation with somebody with that kind of history that you possibly don't even know about? You know what I mean? That's the scary part about it, and that's what this show is all about. It's about instilling in people that you have to trust the people that you go out with, because you just don't know. And somebody that you know for 2 weeks who passes themselves off, and sometimes they can pass themselves off quite successfully as a very intelligent, very experienced, expert paranormal investigator slash demonologist slash Constantine type person. And the truth is he's just a knob jockey that hasn't put his time in to do anything.
Right.
Yeah, you see, what got me to, I guess you could say, trust this individual. I couldn't care less what's in another person's pocket. I couldn't care less what another person does as far as living is concerned. What got me was how he was around the environment we was in at the time and how he expresses himself. So this guy was just, he's very good at talking to the point that, anybody, like I fell for it,
Yeah, he's a
So, it's anybody who I guess you could say that has something to lose would easily feel like, shit, you know what? Let's just ride this train until it crashes. I mean, I thankfully was, I just said, deuces. I don't want nothing to do with this guy,
That's sorry.
I'm just
I know you.
No, have you read the second last comments?
Christy called him a psycho twat waffle. And then
What?
yeah, and then
James
James turned around and called him a public toilet pirate.
Oh my god. I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
He's got the gift of the gap. Christy, see, I first went on a video call with this guy, and within the first 30 seconds, I kind of had him figured out, and he was far too confident for knowing so little. And just the whole bodily feeling that I got and everything else to go with it didn't sit right. So I was already very bad to start with and spoke to Fernando about it afterwards. But this butt monkey just likes to take the vulnerable thing and try and flip them over. It's just it's bad.
It's scary.
Yeah.
If there's anything that is taken away from this podcast, I cannot stress enough, and I say this from a very caring place. There are future victims of his out there. There are, and we have to find a way. I don't know what it is. I don't know how we do it, but we have to find a way to stop it. Because it's not just investigators, it's locations, it's all of us. He's not going to stop. He saw this industry as a dollar sign.
Yep.
He figured he could target it. He doesn't know any of what he's doing. And here's the other thing. Every person he meets, like I said, he's a chameleon. He takes a little bit of their story and a little bit of their lingo and a little bit of their essence, right? So I introduced him to, as Gary and I were talking about yesterday, I've got 11 years of investigating dark entity cases, and he happened to be on a location with me where we walked into something that was not planned, it was not expected, and he saw my experience come out in that investigation. His eyes lit up as if you could see like the old cartoons where you see the dollar signs in the eyeballs. That's literally what I saw in him, and he literally left there saying, I want to be your apprentice. Teach me everything you know. I want to walk this holy journey with you. I said, it doesn't work that way.
No.
He said the same thing to us.
Yeah.
And his inexperience and his extreme need to be on TV and make money and be famous is going to get somebody hurt. Because he's now portraying himself to actual clients who are in severe situations with their home. We have one client that he introduced me to, and by the graces of God, she saw through him immediately, and she's allowing me to still help her. But he introduced himself as an experienced dark entity investigator, and that he can help them. And when he found out that she told him to go fuck himself and is working with me, he spent the next 3 days harassing her. And it's not even because he just doesn't want to lose to anybody. That's the other problem. So he just keeps going and he keeps going and he keeps going. And somebody's going to get hurt. He's going to either put somebody in danger because he's going to go into we'll say a dark entity case, not having a damn clue of what he's doing, and he's going to make things worse. Or he's going to get so enraged because he wants something someone has and they don't give it to him, he's going to snap.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. The way he turned on me, the way he threatened me, the things he said, it was creepy. The way he literally was like, I'll have your head spinning. I'll make it my life's mission to destroy you. And I'm just like, bro, who the fuck are you? Like, this is not who I met, a month and a half, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, 8 months, whatever the case is. He's insane. And I truly fear what he's going to do next and who his next victim is and how that's going to play out. In addition to that, the individual that he has his hooks into, the woman that's not really seeing things for what it is, the way he talks about her, he came to me with this whole story about an entire shit show of crap she talked about me. I've never met her. I've never worked with her. I've never run into her in the field. We're like Facebook friends, but just as following. What would cause her to say the absolutely fucked up things she said about me when she doesn't know me? I have to believe he lied.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we can't trust none.
No.
He lied to me to keep me away from Fernando. He lied to me to keep me away from Jay. He lied to Jay to keep away from me. He lies to everybody to keep everybody away from each other. The problem he never expected was he never expected us to all coming together.
No.
And now his house is crumbling. The cards are crumbling.
And James, yes, he is a poo pusher.
And Jay has actually just put in there in the comments in the chat. He's actually said he would feel safer going ghost hunting with Mike Myers on Halloween rather than going out with this other guy.
Yeah. It's true because he's gonna snap. He's gonna hurt.
Could you call him the Bill Cosby of this whole segment?
That's being too nice.
Yeah.
See, so he's targeting all these people, but yet I've sent messages and pretty good ones at that.
Yeah.
And he won't bite back. He won't harass me. He won't send me messages back. He won't read them. Like, I'm just trying to have some fun here, and everyone else is.
When he watches this,
no, I'm not blocked at all. No.
When he watches this, you may get a reply. Because I'm sure he will watch this because apparently he owns half of it.
Gary, he is a sackless cretin that deserves to be in the same jail cell as what George Floyd did. Like it's look, yeah.
He's going to freak out when he sees this because he's going to realize. I hope he
comes for me.
We're pulling together because I truly can't stress it enough. Like his whole make it like my life's mission to destroy me. I'm going to make it my life's mission to make sure that we get this awareness out there because I cannot handle seeing another me or another Jay or another Fernando or another Gary or another Jeremy. I can't do it. I can't see it. I just can't. It turns my stomach. We have all worked so hard to get where we're at, and this guy just wants to come in and take that from us. Why? Because he doesn't want to put in his own work? Come on.
Because he has that whole heritage, that's not even a word, but the whole background of his people, and then you say one wrong thing and it's anti-Semitic straight away.
All right, can I just
that's what's backing him.
Can I just say something to you guys right now? I've said this little story that I'm about to tell you to Fernando, and he gets exactly what it's talking about, right? You guys know that I've been doing martial arts for a long time, and when you get to your downgrade examinations, you have to do a written component to it as well as the fighting and the other bits and pieces. Now, we had this one question once, and basically it was about your journey to attaining your black belt. And this story goes like this, right? From starting off to getting your black belt, it's like climbing a mountain, right? Now, you can go the slow way by walking... Oh, sorry, so you can see it. Walking around the mountain on the path, taking in all the views from all these different angles, right? And learning every single aspect. You're still going to attain your black belt at the top, but it takes you longer. Then you've got the people that will go straight up one side for a nice, quick trip to the black belt. They don't learn any of the other stuff. Then you have this said individual who has walked into the mountain, just caught the lift straight to, well, he's got part way up and he's got stuck. But you know what I mean? He's not seeing anything. He's not learning anything. He doesn't want to. He just wants to see what happens when he gets there. And that's
He wants to steal.
Jax, do you need that whiteboard covered at all that's sitting behind you when you moved away then? Is there anything important that needs to be covered?
No, those are actually, that's just the titles of our case files.
All right, cool. No, just making sure I didn't want to have anything shared on the internet if it didn't need to be.
I appreciate that. Of course, if Pineapple's watching, I might need to.
Yeah, just blur it. Just blur it. Just blur it.
He'll suddenly become a cold case investigator as well.
That cock-on-bull deserves to have his left and right hand removed.
Mm.
Oh, good.
Yeah, for sure. Because this guy seems like an analyst, and he'll grab.
James has just gone.
Like
United we stand.
We do stand united. That's the thing. Look, Fernando, I'm kind of upset just a little bit that this didn't all come out, 6 months later, because he would have been here and there would have been a lot more that I could have helped with. And being stuck in a foreign country that you don't know anyone in is scary enough.
He wouldn't have been here. He wouldn't have been.
I don't believe he's coming there.
Nah, not a hope in hell. He said he was going to be at the. He said he was
thing with him going out there to you guys in Australia. That he gravitated that off me because I actually invited him so we could all do like the cottage and that all these places that are with you guys. Now the fact that he just he's done it already. Like he just took somebody's idea and just kind of ran with it, and try and show off and make himself sound like he's this big shit when he's actually just sorry. Like there are sometimes I get like lifted and I just can't really control my mouth. But but yeah, there's just a lot of I'm just glad that all of this stuff is behind us, and the only thing we have to try and do is just to raise awareness about this guy so he doesn't, like how Jack said.
Hang on. Skitty mark. Did you say it's all behind us?
Oh, no.
I mean, he's gone. In my book, he's gone. Like, he hasn't reached out.
No.
He hasn't done nothing.
You have blocked him, but he is still going to be working in the background.
Oh, he's not blocked. He's not blocked at all from nowhere.
No, I'm not talking about block. I'm talking about you've blocked him out of your head. You're just not giving him the time of day.
Except for Saturday night.
Yeah. I mean, I just do that to people. I just, once you cross a certain line with me, you literally disappear.
Yeah.
Fernando just thinks of him wrapped in tinsel.
That one.
Anyway, everybody in the chat room, what would you guys think if you went out on an investigation and you found out there was a person of this character there right beside you, right beside your partner, possibly beside your kids?
And if you know who it is, just put a Y as in like, yes, we know who it is, because I'm guaranteeing most of you probably do. Don't write names.
Yeah.
No, don't write names, no.
Just thought I'd add that one in there. Unless the name's going to be like Fernando. It could be.
Thanks.
You never know.
Thanks.
Realistically, Jax is just collecting information on us. She's like, right, now we've got 2 Australian people. We can take their identities.
She's doing a deep dive.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so suspicious what you did right now.
I'm doing an anal.
Every time I hear that, I think of that film Paul, where he goes, "It's anal probing time."
I want you to think about this, right? So he throws around all the money he has and how easy it is for him because he owns a real estate. His family's in real estate, right? I forgot. One of the reasons he was mad at me as well is because he wanted to purchase a haunted location with me together as an LLC. And he wanted me to introduce him to the owner of the location that we discussed that is for sale. And I started to see behavior changes in him over the last 3 days when we were at the event. So I did not take him. He also, in addition to that night, so we left Shawnee Sunday morning. We were supposed to we were supposed to share a room at the Cashtown Inn to do a live event from there. Now, the room we were sharing, well, the reason we were sharing it is because it's the room that we were doing the investigation, and it was a specific room that's haunted. And he did not show up to location until like 8:39 at night when he was supposed to be there at noon. I was not going to bring him to the bed and breakfast that we talked about purchasing at 9 p.m. at night. And I had to leave to go back home the very next morning. So he got extremely angry with me that I did not take him to that location, despite the fact that that was his fault. He didn't show up, and his behavior was drastically changing, so I wasn't going to anyway. That he ended up screwing me on the room, went and got his own room, and burned me on the live. Now, I didn't care because John and I still went live. We had an incredible time. We got killer evidence, so it didn't bother me. I was pissed about the cost of the room because it was supposed to be split evenly. In the process of talking about this with Jay, I found out that, now I know he told me and Fernando that he paid an immense amount of money for the 4 days that he had Enfield House, okay?
Yes.
Come to find out, he didn't pay a fucking dollar. He actually told them he was going to build him a website in exchange for letting him investigate there for 4 days. Moreover, here's the really good one.
Yep.
We talk about the scamming thing again, right? He approached me on getting a table at a booth at the Gettysburg Bash Paracon to represent the Enfield House. He told me that the table cost $5,000. I said, listen, I can't afford that. I got medical stuff going on. The cost to that medical is extremely expensive monthly. You know, I'm not well, so I can't afford that. He brought it up again and again. When I think he realized I really was being serious, I couldn't afford $5,000 for a booth at a Paracon. He says to me, well, you know what? That's for the elite table, which comes with custom banners. It comes with a bigger booth, and it comes with promos and them pushing your table. He goes, there is a regular table, smaller, just basic, no banners, nothing, for $150. I find out they're all $150 for the 3 days. None of them come with custom banners or promos. He was gonna scam me out of $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you kidding me? When he knew my medical situation and that I'm paying thousands upon thousands of dollars a month for my medications and treatment, you're gonna have the audacity to try to scam me after everything that I've done? You're as low as they come. And I'm not gonna be the last. I won't be the last.
No. Sad. And just to add to that story about the Enfield House, about how there was going to be a website built in lieu of the days, Fernando found out after the event that Fernando is going to be making the website, which was completely unbeknownst to him. So he's passing off other people's services as currency for locations without actually talking to the other person about it in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh no! I found out that he offered my web design skills to pay off for certain things, and I didn't even know this because I went in there thinking that everything was already paid off. Everything was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He literally told me everything is good to go. Everything's paid off. Everything is good.
And he bragged about it. He bragged about how he paid for the 4 days there, and you know, he kept throwing things out there. I think it was his way of trying to see if I'd give him money, but I had already paid for stuff at Shawnee, so I was like, it's an even trade, right? And I was paying for the next Shawnee as well. So I just looked at him and I was like, and I bought him dinner as well that night. I just was like, wow, you know, he's like, yeah, I paid a lot of money for this house for the 4 days we're here, but it's okay. I got it covered. Then he comes up to me, he says, hey, listen, about that location, how much are they selling it for? I said, it's $1.2 million. He goes, they'll take $800,000 cash. I got that, no problem. I'm thinking in my head, $800,000 cash sitting in your bank, but you're scamming people out of freaking time at their location and harassing someone over your beef jerky.
Do you know what? When you come here, I'm gonna make you up a bag of beef jerky that says "fuck Knuckles beef jerky."
I would love it. Candied beef jerky.
I
Have
can
you
make
ever
whatever flavor you want.
No, but have you ever had
Oh,
candied?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's heavenly. There's a place in Massachusetts that makes it, and I'm telling you, it's orgasmic. Heavenly.
Oh, man.
I'm good with
That
that.
sounds amazing.
Well,
have to try that one.
Fernando's on his next road trip.
Hey,
Yeah,
Fernando,
it's got-
when you stop through Boston for me, can you pick me up a new hat?
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
sure.
you, brother.
Oh, wait.
Hang
when
on,
you
so
go to
what,
Boston?
hang on, what part of the US are you both in New Jersey?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay. So it's
Don't
like
throw away.
an hour or so, 2 hours.
I've just realised
Yeah.
it, man. I've just realised that Fernando is going to be taking a road trip for his orgasmic jerky.
Yeah.
Hang on, to which place? Boston or the other place he just came from?
I don't know, but
Oh, that didn't sound right at all, Gary.
You like that?
Oh my god. For an orgasmic jerky, I'm gonna go.
Listen, there's no other way
Although-
to describe.
Although, and I hope that this is not, putting out there any location as far as where Jax lives. But to my understanding, she's like, like 15 minutes away from Gettysburg?
1 hour.
An hour. Wow.
Yeah,
That's like
but I
me
mean-
going
We
to
call it
park.
15 minutes.
Hey.
I go there
That's-
literally that I don't have to do a case or film. So yeah, it's my home away from home. It is so Gettysburg and Shawnee, both of them are my
Happy place.
spirit animal. They're my spirit
Oh my
animal.
God.
It's
I-
the same
Um,
place.
There's nowhere that makes me happier than Gettysburg and Shawnee. Like when I go to both locations, it is like the child comes out of me, and I can't. There's nothing in the world that I can think of. It's just pure happiness. So like all the stressors in life, all the bullshit just melts away when I get there, and that's how it should be.
mm-hmm.
We are definitely two peas in a pod, because is it weird for me to say that that place that you just described as like the Toys R Us for kids, like that's how I feel with Kings Park Psychiatric Center. Like that's my home away from home when I go there.
So we're gonna have to take
I'm
each
into-
other.
I'm mental. Yes. That's awesome.
You got Shawnee is next level when it comes to paranormal. It is next level. Those of you that don't know, get on my TikTok, get on my Facebook. I'll send out invites to the group. The content that we have created, that we have captured from Shawnee, is just incredible. It is incredible.
And I want to give a shout out because I feel like we're missing somebody on your end with John. That
I
dude
know.
is amazing, yo. That guy.
Fernando's man crush.
He
For
is.
sure. I mean, that he's awesome. He's awesome. He's a great person. I really vibe with him all the way until even when he started showing off that TikTok video. Jesus Christ! Oh my God, that was just.
Chest plate of redemption. Belt of salvation.
It was
I
amazing.
cried.
It was amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. He was so bummed that he couldn't get the morning off of work. But that's why we're gonna do part 2
Yep.
to make sure he gets down here and gets to tell his piece, because he has the side of our experience from a different angle. So his is coming from watching this snake in the grass move in on me, and me being too blind and trusting people and wearing my heart on my sleeve to see it. And he's in the background going, "This isn't right. Something's wrong."
Oh,
And then
there you go. Heart on sleeve.
What's that?
There's my heart on my sleeve.
That's more of your
Yeah.
cuff. That's more of your
It's
cuff
upside
area.
down.
Yeah. So I mean, he had a different view. Obviously, same result as far as what happened to us, but he's got the view of what happened from a different spin, and it's pretty powerful. So definitely need to get him on to tell that side of it.
We will arrange that we'll actually arrange that very soon, and we'll also get Jay in, because I know Jay was wanting to come in and say a little bit. And he turned around to me, he goes, "I'll try and be good," and he goes, "I won't talk too much." So
Jay's awesome though. Like, you just let Jay do it.
Jay has probably the most to tell. You know what I mean? He's got a lot to tell, and some of the stuff that he shared with myself and you guys, especially over the last couple of weeks with what's been going on, it's worth shooting a mini series about, because it is that.
You can make some money on a series.
Yes.
I mean, not for nothing, but even after we've been talking for almost an hour or so.
No, we've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes.
So much. There's still so much. This guy went around talking about my personal life.
Yeah.
And how I don't know, broke I am, or how I'm making stupid decisions. Like, this guy just talked a lot about me.
Well,
and
you're a womanizer that travels across the country for someone you met 5 minutes ago online.
I mean,
jeez.
So what would it be then if you're coming here to see us, you harlot?
I don't know, but I'm going to your house first.
So I'm just going to put it out there, like, who's willing to put cash in to see a boxing match against me against this guy? It's...
How about
and we can donate it for a website.
How about a 3-way wrestling match?
Oh, there he goes again.
I don't get down like that.
See,
have you
noticed?
Guys, it's going to be in the privacy of my own bed.
Have you noticed a theme going on with Mr. Fernando at the moment? Because he's talking about orgasmic jerkies, and now he's talking about 3-ways.
I didn't bring that up. Bring that up.
You just did, man. You just did.
That was Jax.
Hey, look, if you organise a boxing match between us and put the money towards a website for another person.
No, he's a black belt too.
That's all right. That's fine.
Who is? Oh,
Pineapple.
Yeah, he got that from Gary.
He bought it from Walmart. He bought it from Walmart.
Mark S, I'll be the bookie. So, Mr. Bookie, I'll be on my phone.
But we there is just so much that a part 2 would be absolutely worth recording. But just happening. Fair warning. Just me knowing John, the little bit that I actually got to know him, this guy has no filter. So,
so Gary, we're gonna have to put up. It's gonna be an R18 version.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to record the next one so that I can beep.
No, uncensored.
I'm pretty sure Jax could agree with me there. He's gonna go all out.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
When you got stuff like this, you kind of got to go uncensored. Otherwise, you just don't have that full effect.
Oh man.
Well, look, I think
he's very protective over me, and rightfully so, because I lead with my heart, and he knows that, and he always tells me, he's like, Jackie, people see your kindness and they take it for a weakness and take advantage of it. And it's true, I do, because I'm stupid. So,
well, I remember that first message. That first message that I got from John. That first message I got from John. He's very, very, very protective of you. It's plain to see, and it's not just a fake protective. It's a heartfelt protection. So you've got a good one there.
Yeah, for sure. That's for sure. He's a great guy. He's a great person, and I guess I could fall in the same category with you, Jax, just because I've been warned both from Jeremy about this guy, and also another person, which for now we're gonna keep on the wraps. But I am the type of person that's if I see how someone's acting and somebody else is talking, let's say warning me about this same person, I'm not one to completely start judging a person off mouth.
Right.
So, like, I had to see it to believe it in a way. Unfortunately, everybody else was right.
That didn't come from me, though. So. They come from a higher place. That wasn't me.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna have to call it for tonight because we need to leave plenty. Well, we've got plenty anyway for part 2. And we're going to have a couple of other people. We probably won't have the chat screen for the next one because we're going to probably throw Jay in the center for this one. And he's going to have to stand up for the whole podcast.
In tomorrow.
Hey?
Is there going to be 5 or 6 of us in here tomorrow?
Well, luckily, Jax and John can sort of share a screen, can't you?
Yeah, we can.
You're
Yeah.
not going to give Jax a personal space?
Oh, well, you see, what happens is Jax and John, if they want to fight over screen time, then we can actually zoom in on that, and we have a whole other podcast right there.
What a big square head. I don't know.
Love
John,
and marriage.
we'll be
Yeah.
headbanging.
Anyway, I think we will go.
Yeah, what did Christy say? You got to believe there is something good in everyone.
Not everyone.
Eh.
Not everyone.
Mm,
You'd
Look,
like to believe that, but no.
this said person is the type of guy to sell a rat's asshole to a blind man as a wedding ring.
And stab his mother. Stab his mother right getting ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If his mother had a paranormal show, she'd be dead. Like,
Oh, well, I'll talk to you tonight when we're filming. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go, and we will be back for part 2. We'll probably be recording it over this
Could be a part
weekend.
3.
So this could be a whole mini-series.
have people come out of the woodwork.
Hang on, are we going live tomorrow, or is it just going to be a recording?
No, we'll record tomorrow's because we're not sure what time we're going to be able to record it yet. It depends on what time John's going to be available and what time we can get Jay as well. And but we'll throw it straight up. We won't wait for another show. We'll just throw this one straight up.
Even if it's this time or later for us, I'm not fussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just realized.
That
So,
you are surrounded by awesome people.
I am, and I'm very blessed for that. No, so that if you remember in the beginning of the show, I said that there was a dark entity case that we accepted that he actually introduced us to the family. That is actually this weekend. We leave this afternoon and we're there till Sunday morning. So I will be with that family, and I'm going to see if they're willing to pop in and give a little statement or two about the way that he went ballistic the minute she pulled the plug on working with him.
Well, look,
So we will be
before we go, Jax, do you want to tell everybody where they can follow you and where they can find all of your stuff?
Yeah, thank you. So Forsaken Souls Paranormal Research Group is our name. Our TikTok is Forsaken Souls PRG underscore. Wait, no, hang on, let me think. Underscore PRG. Same thing with our Instagram. Our YouTube is Forsaken Souls PRG. And then we also have a private Facebook group. So if you look me up under Jaclyn LaRen, I made it private a long time ago, not expecting all this to take place. And of course, good old Facebook won't let me go public. So that is Forsaken Souls Paranormal Research Group. And we're looking to add some more people to that group. So by all means, hit me up.
Hang on, is John's YouTube donut.exe?
It sure is.
Yeah, he's just jumped into the chat. He's like, I've been looking for it for an hour. Poor guy.
Johnny!
Oh, what up, John?
Hey, John, how are you, mate?
He's like, John's in the chat.
Everybody, welcome to part 2.
That's Spooky Panda right there. That's Spooky Panda.
Oh,
Spooky Panda.
That's
Oh, man.
Spooky Panda.
Oh, boy.
but yes,
Everybody, have a good night. Mark, cheers.
and thank you all for coming and support Jax and her Forsaken Paranormal or Forsaken Souls Paranormal and everything like that, because we are about paranormal unity, not like said person and said coconut, said pineapple, said
Limbrist donut puncher.
said dodgy sort. Yeah, I'm not going to go with what I was about to go because that would get us banned. But yeah, we're all about paranormal unity and sharing the love and stuff like that. But
It's all good, man.
we will be back for part 2. He's saying sorry. That's all right. You've been working, man. You got to be working. You can actually go back and watch the whole lot again because about 10 minutes after it'll be live, so you can watch the whole lot from start to finish.
Yeah, James, I'll get all the information on Jax's channels and social media and chuck them up on our.
Yeah, I have a screen that I can send you. It's got everything on there.
Sounds good.
So you got a business card.
I do have those too.
Ew.
Gary, I think we need
That's
business
awesome.
cards to become official. But
Yeah.
we just have to ask Pineapple first to make sure it's within our rights.
Well, he is your business partner,
he-
and you are under contract, so he needs.
Oh, look, I want to know what I want to know what my
10%.
signature looks like. Like, is it a good signature?
I want to know
It
how much.
probably looks like this.
I want to know how much we sold it for.
For sure, for sure.
$500
Oh, man.
reviews.
Yeah, he.
Oh man.
Well, he's got 800k cash, so that'll do.
Yeah.
At this point in time, that sounds good. We'll split it 50-50 and then share the love from there.
Oh, look, we're buying plane tickets. Let's go.
And
You guys just buy jerky, because I can't afford my own.
I would call it.
it's all right. It's all right. You
jerky.
don't have to worry, Jax, because Fernando's gone on his little jerky trip, and he'll bring you some orgasmic jerky back.
Oh.
Sweet, I'll be slapped.
Yes.
He will.
What you guys saying on air?
He
And-
will.
and-
he
and
will
it
share
could
his
be candied
jerky.
jerky as well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm gonna be totally ripped by the time you get here. So
You're not You're not friends unless you share the jerky.
that's right. It's a jerky.
Oh man. Oh, that's
What?
awesome.
We got 10 people
Just-
watching now. The numbers are just going up.
Jizz bubble flavored jerky.
The funny thing is, I was the red one at the start. Now look at Fernando. He's absolutely glowing.
Look, Fernando blushes every time that we see him. Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
you know, I like to smile. I like to laugh
Gary?
as often as possible, and then my cheeks, all the blood rushes to the face.
Gary, Jay has just won the internet.
What'd he do? Where'd he go?
He has sent me 2 photos side by side of pineapple and a lovely bouncy marsupial we have here. And Jay, if you could please share this with Fernando and Gary, I'll send it in this chat with Jax. Don't you win, my friend? You win.
Now I'm interested.
No.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
Oh, this guy.
this is like every paranormal investigation you have ever done. Just when you're ready to wrap up, things start kicking off.
You forgot to mention one thing, Gary. If anybody out there thinks they know who we're talking about, has been affected by said pineapple, or is concerned that they may run into said pineapple because they might run in the same circle as us, please reach out.
Yep.
Because we need to protect each other. I'm very, very serious when I say that. We need to protect each other. That is
Definitely.
the only way to end this pineapple danger.
Yep.
Well, would it be morally wrong and historically wrong to say, like, someone really needs to put that pineapple in an oven?
No, it's not.
No.
I can investigate the
Well,
case when it's done.
I do believe he actually said pineapple actually made jokes about a certain massive thing that happened at the end of the Second World War.
Stop it.
Yeah.
No,
He did, and it was very off for anybody. Now I'm talking about. Oh fuck it, we're talking Auschwitz and things like that. He was making joke about that. That's who we're talking about.
When he's that
We'll
religion.
explain after that live. It's probably
It's
easier.
As soon as we go off air, right? As soon as I push
We'll explain.
I'm giving away all our secrets now. As soon as I push that's it, we are going, we can still stay and chat, but we can. Yeah, it was shocking. It was really shocking. So.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, I think it's time we do actually go now, and we will prep for the second part, which will be up in the next couple of days. So take it easy, guys. We are going this time, and we will see you all very soon. Thank you, Jax. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Take it easy,
How's it going,
peeps.
everyone?
See ya.